Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today I'm reviewing the Revoltech Yamaguchi Edward Elric. So yes, here we have Ed from Full Metal Alchemist. I technically reviewed this a while back, but I reviewed it with something else, so I figured it deserved a solo review. It's a really cool figure, in my opinion. The Revoltech Full Metal Alchemist figures are probably the best ones, except for maybe the Real Action Hero ones. But these are really cool. Very nice articulation, lots of cool accessories, pretty much everything you really want from a figure. So let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, bait, details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Ed and Al. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Ed is suitably short to be in the 6-inch scale. He's noticeably shorter than a standard 6-inch figure. He is, of course, bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. However, he's not noticeably short enough to be next to Al. That's really more the fault of Al just not being tall enough, but either way, they don't really look quite right together. Anyway, let's get everything else out of here and just look at Ed. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here you can see Ed. He's wearing his standard outfit, so he's got his big red coat, the alchemical symbol on the back and the hood. White gloves and fists. He does come with extra hands, as well as an alternative metal arm. We'll look at those later. He's got his black shirt underneath that. It's kind of flared out. It's got a little collar, white trim. He's got a brown belt. It even has a little watch chain hanging there that you can see. Standard black pants, and then he's got his boots down there at the bottom. All in all, everything looks pretty good in terms of the sculpting and everything. Revoltech always has the issues with their joints kind of breaking up the sculpt and looking a bit weird. And it is pretty noticeable on Ed. Once you get him posed, he looks okay, but just kind of standing there, it's pretty obvious. Either way, let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpts. Head sculpt-wise, you can see Ed's actual head there, which is his hair. It's got the fringes down there in the front and the tail in the back. All the sculpting on that looks nice. And then he has 4 alternative faces. He has a looking off to the side angry face, a sort of more silly kind of raging, I don't even know what to call it, but it's like a more cartoony kind of raging face. Standard stern expression and a looking off to the side smiling expression. All the paint on those are very nice, and they're sculpted well, and they all fit into the heads for different face options. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Most of Ed's articulation, as should be expected, is revolver joints. If you don't know what a revolver joint is, it's Revoltech's special joint. They're essentially ratcheted ball joints, and then they rotate on both ends because they're pegged in. You got revolver joints in the neck, forward and back, and in the head. Also in the little ponytail bit back here. Revolver joints in the shoulders. Revolver joints in the elbows. Revolver joints in the wrists. In the waist. In the hips. He has standard sort of hinged knees. And he has revolver joints in the ankles. And he also has revolver joints in his little coattails back here. So you can get him into pretty much any pose that you want to. It takes a little bit of finagling because revolver joints do require a lot of moving around just to get them to look quite right. But you should be able to do whatever you want. Ed does come with several interchangeable pieces and accessories, so let's go ahead and look at those. Ed's interchangeable pieces include his metal arm. It has the same articulation as his normal arm, and then the plate on it is replaceable with the blade piece. That little piece of red is to attach to a peg hole in that metal arm. It makes it look like the fabric's tearing off of the metal arm. Hands-wise, he has 2 clapping hands that you can peg his effects pieces into. He has 1 relaxed hand for the metal arm and 1 relaxed hand for the glove side. Don't know why they didn't give him 2 gloved relaxed hands, but whatever, I guess it doesn't really matter. And then he's got 2 gloved fist hands, as well as the metal fist hand that's already on that arm. He also comes with 2 hand clapping alchemical effects that you plug into his clapping hands. He has a ground alchemy effect, which is sort of, it's on like a little flat standee, and it's pretty small, but it's kind of cool. And then he has sort of the standard Revoltech dashing foot peg stand that really doesn't work especially well, but it's something to have. It's also not transparent like a lot of them are, so it's just kind of this weird brownish yellow color that doesn't look very good. But whatever, that's what he's got. And then lastly, he comes with a standard Revoltech stand, which has a foot peg and also a jointed Revoltech joint arm. And he comes with a little clear orange plastic box to keep accessories in if you don't just want to keep them in the packaging. Now that wraps it up for Ed and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Ed comes in a fairly standard Revoltech style box. Revoltech Yamaguchi 116, Edward Elric, picture of the figure down there. Various little Japanese logos and things. On the back, various poses and pictures of the figure, as well as all the accessories, and a picture of Al, who you will be seeing a review of fairly shortly.
As always, these are good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Ed.
Alright, that wraps it up for Ed, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.